You're listening to 101 with Tommie Zam. On the 32nd episode, we sit down with Kris Handson from Progression Skateboard Co, talking about skateboarding life. Let's do this. Hey, what's up, homie? How you doing?
Good, man. How you been?
Ah, man, just I'm on the road still. I've been on the road for a year and a half. I'm down in Florida, but it's been raining for the last freaking 3 months, man. Sucks.
Love Florida. What part of
Are
Florida?
you in Florida? Hello?
Yep, I can hear you. What part of Florida are you in?
I'm in Pensacola right now.
Yeah.
It's like northern Florida, so it's pretty chill, but it's hot as fuck. I'll tell you that for sure.
Cool.
Where you at?
I'm in Canada right now, but I got some friends out in Florida. I'm actually coming down in October for Tampa Pro.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, it's weird to do. It's weird to doing Tampa Pro in October. I mean, I know the COVID in March, and I figured they would like wait until next year. You know what I mean, to do Tampa Pro.
Yeah, I think that they really want to get it done because they've been doing it. This October will be the 27th year, I think, in a row. So I think they want to keep that going. But
yeah. I mean, it's cool. I mean, I'm here until November. I'm debating if I'm gonna try to. I'm gonna try to make it out there for Tampa Pro and Tampa Am. But it's all up in the air, you know.
Yeah, shit could change in, a couple weeks, a month. Who knows?
You know, I mean, Florida's already getting hit more, with the new COVID, so it's already spiking up already. So who knows what by the time October again will be shut down again, or the whole world will be shut down again,
Yeah, that's a nightmare. I'm kind of hesitant on my plane ticket. I'll probably buy it like a couple weeks before. Not buy it now, that's for sure.
You buy it a day of, and you're like, shit, all right.
Yeah.
I know. I bought my. I was going to go to Tampa Pro last year, and then I bought my ticket, and then COVID happened, and then I pushed it back and pushed it back and pushed it back, and then I think I finally forgot to push it back in July for next year. But then I think it went out, so I lost it. Oh well. So all right, dude. So you ready to get into this, man?
Let's get into it, man.
All right, cool. And some of the audience might know who you are, and some might not. Tell us just a small little bio about yourself.
All right. So my name's Kris. I'm 22 years old. I'm from Oshawa, Ontario, Canada. I went to college for welding. Had a really bad experience with the teachers and stuff. They sucked. So kind of changed my mind about wanting to do that as a career. And I kind of started picking up skateboarding a lot when I finished high school and begun college. I've skated since I was like 7 years old, but it's always been on and off. But around that time, I picked it right up, and now I usually skate every single day, and I love it. Like I couldn't imagine life without skating now.
Yeah, definitely, man. I mean, skateboarding is like, I don't know, dude. It's the fountain of youth. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that's what I mean. It's not the fountain of youth, but you know what I mean. It's just skateboarding is just like. It's nothing that anybody would ever get. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And if you don't skate, you don't fully understand it. Like, I don't know. People say that it's kind of corny when you call it a lifestyle, but like it totally is. It totally is.
It is a lifestyle. It's not a sport, but it's a lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
And I hate, and no offense to anybody out there that, but I hate it when people call it a sport. And I'm just like, dude, it's not a sport. Yes. We are on TV and it's, all this and this and this.
Now the Olympics, X Games.
How you feel about that, dude? Honestly, how you feel about the Olympics and skateboarding, man? Just, speak the truth, man.
I know a lot of people were dogging it, but I'm actually kind of interested about it because one, that course. Let's talk about that course real quick. That looks crazy.
Yes.
It looks like an SLS style course, so that gives me a bit of hope. I think what really matters is how they're going to be scoring it and the judging or whatever. I think if it's done correctly, if it's done similar to SLS, I think it's pretty much just SLS in a bigger spotlight. So I'm kind of with it. I'm excited.
Yeah, what I heard basically that it's gonna be the same format as LOS. That's what I heard.
Yeah,
and I don't know if it's true, but that's what I heard.
If that's the case, then it's gonna be golden. It's gonna be sweet.
Yeah, and I don't know. To me, it's kind of like I agree what you're saying, but to me, it's kind of like I don't know, man. It's just different. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, it is very different.
It's just that like people, like it's like corporate America getting into skateboarding. You know what I mean? And people are all for it. A lot of people are for it because they're like, oh well, now these pros can get paid for jumping down stuff, and yes, they do. But also too, it takes them. To me, my opinion is it takes away from the original. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because these guys were jumping down shit, like Costin, Guy, P-Rod, all these stuff were jumping down shit, killing themselves before corporate America, and now just getting a fat check and sitting back and
yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying they're lazy, but I'm just saying it's just you're
too comfortable
before, and you've been paying the health insurance, but also too, you're signing your life away to the devil. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to be gospel. I'm not Christian or anything, but I'm just saying. I know
what you mean.
Yeah, you're selling yourself to the devil, dude. Like fucking, like you don't get it, because corporation, if they don't want you, then you're fucking cut. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
you're
exactly.
done.
It's a revolving door.
Yeah, I mean it's crazy, and then a lot of people think it's going to help skateboarding and it's going to make it big. Yes, but is it going to help it in a good way or a bad way? You know what I mean?
Yeah, we'll have to. That's just one of those things. We'll just have to wait and see, I guess.
Yeah, definitely it is, man. But it's gonna be interesting. I mean, I'm kind of curious to see how it goes, but also too, I've seen that like there's news out there with Olympics might be canceled again because the COVID's springing up, but athletes are already starting to fly out there.
Yeah, like people just landed. I think like a whole bunch of people from Nike, like Nyjah, Jake Alardi, everyone just flew into Japan the other day.
Yeah, it's like, crazy, dude.
Leticia was on her way. I saw. I think Felipe Gustavo was on his way. Like you can't cancel it now. These guys already just flew to Japan.
Yeah, and then I saw a thing. I was like, I guess the Olympics was going to have the athletes sleep on a cardboard bed in order to discourage safe sex.
Come on with the tomfoolery.
Ain't that crazy?
That is so stupid.
And I'm reading the article to you right now what it says, dude. I'm just like, dude, what the fuck is going on, dude?
There's no way.
And these dudes smoke weed too, man. So
I mean, some of them definitely do.
I mean, that runner got busted for smoking weed and she got suspended. And now these skateboarders are coming in there, surfers, not just skateboarding, they got surfing too.
Oh, do they? I didn't know that.
Yeah, the skateboarding surfing is the first time this year it's going to be in Olympics.
Damn.
Olympics must be hurting, man, to try to get extreme sports in this, man.
Yeah, for real.
They see the numbers on Street League and all that shit and be like, hey, we got to jump in this shit.
Yeah, we went in on this.
We got to make some money off of this because we want these new generations to come in. But whatever, dude. Hey, you know what? I hope it turns out good. I hope they have fun.
Yeah.
But I'm just, to me, honestly, I'd be scared to go over there because, even though you're vaccinated or whatever, they're still saying that you can still catch COVID even if you're vaccinated, But
yeah, it's a fucking, it's such a nightmare just thinking about it. It's like, oh my God, I just want things to go back to normal.
Yeah, I mean, 100%, dude. It's like I'm ready to get life back, but what can we do? But then these guys, and I'm gonna feel bad because I was like, then these guys can go over there, and it's so, and they're not. In Japan, it's so strong out there with COVID. Like it's growing and growing, but you're risking human beings to go to.
Yeah, it's more than a job; it's actual people's lives on the line now, right now.
Yeah. I mean, if I was a skateboarder or a runner or whatever, and I know I'm going to Japan, that's fucking, COVID's 100% out there, dude. Like I'll be worried about my life. I'll be signing my death certificate away.
Yeah, exactly.
But enough about politics.
On another note, though, I'm really bummed that Jamie Floyd didn't qualify.
Oh, he didn't qualify?
Jamie Floyd. He's not in Tokyo, I don't think. He was at X Games yesterday. I think he's still in Cali or something.
Damn.
I really wanted to see my boy Jamie on the team.
We all know who's going to win, dude. We all know who's going to be the final.
I don't even want to say his name, man. I don't even want to say his name.
We all know it's the final two.
I'm Yuto all day. No, Nyjah,
yes,
man.
Me too. But we know the final two is going to be Nyjah or Yuto.
Yeah. I want to see Yuto do it big for his home.
Yeah. and like, but we all know, we know they don't even need to do the contest. They just like, hey, you know what, you two and Nyjah, you two compete against each other. Don't worry about it.
Rochambeau in the middle of the park. Call it a day.
But you know what I'm more stoked on is the bowl contest, man, because that's gonna be that's more open. You know what I mean? There's not just two dominant people on street. You know what I mean?
Zion, right? He made the Olympics, right?
Yeah.
I want to see that guy rip some bowl, dude. He was killing it at the World Skate or whatever, that contest that just happened in Rome.
Oh yeah, that and Dutour too. He was killing it.
Dude is just on one. He's crazy.
Yeah, it's gonna be insane. I mean, I'd rather watch the bowl than the street because I already know it's gonna be those two. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I'll be surprised if someone beats both of them. You know,
I would like to see that too, man. I've met Nyjah and Yuto, but I'm definitely more favorited on Yuto than Nyjah.
Can I ask you why?
How am I gonna say this?
I put you on the spot, dude.
I know you've probably heard. Everyone has a story about Nyjah if they've met him. I don't have the best story about him because he was a bit of a, I don't know. He wasn't too. Not that he wasn't friendly, but he was like, he just looked really unhappy and miserable. And he just like turned his shoulder to me after we got a picture. And I like I have my props out. I'm like, yo, man, you did sick tonight. And he just turned the other way. It was me, him, and Grant Taylor standing at the car. There's no fucking way you didn't see me, Nyjah. I remember that shit.
Let's put it this way. He wasn't too kosher, right?
No, like he's, I don't know, man. I just can't really, when people seem so full of themselves sometimes, like it's just hard to watch, like it's hard to watch an SLS and see him land a trick and then gas himself up like he always does. Like he doesn't have like 20 gold medals already.
Yeah.
I don't know. He's one of the most craziest skater on the planet. I'm not discrediting him. He's just not my favorite kind of person.
Yeah. It's
no
like,
offense.
No offense. Yeah, no, I agree with you, dude. I agree with you. No offense at all. It's just, people, when, it's with any sports, you know what I mean? When people get that high up and paid that much money,
yeah,
their whole ego, their whole thing goes skyrocket. And they forget.
I think if you got a shitty, like, sorry to cut you off. I think if you got like a shitty, like, way to carry yourself, I think it kind of ruins your image, and I don't really have respect for that.
Yeah. No, I agree. And their ego goes way up, and they, like I said, and they forget where they came from, what I mean?
Exactly.
And if you, and I'm going to go back, a little bit. I mean, it's like was it the Roman days, when the Romans ruled the world and they were the mightiest and they're the strongest and they're the best and their egos are so strong. And then all of a sudden some dude comes in, some country comes in or whatever, they come in and fucking knock them out. You know what I mean? And then they just, their ego gets flattened and then they realize like, fuck, dude, what happened to us? And that's what happens with people. You know what I mean?
And I feel like sometimes when you're watching Street League or X Games or whatever, like even at Tampa Pro, like I feel like the judges sometimes it's just like Nyjah gets favorited, and it's like don't get me wrong, one of, if not the most talented skateboarders on the planet, but I don't think he deserves to win every single time. Not because he's not doing crazy shit, he's doing crazy shit, but other people are doing crazy shit too.
Yeah.
I don't think it's just Nyjah every single time. It gets boring to watch, and I think it's just a favoritism thing sometimes, to be quite honest.
But you know what people argue about by hearing, if they hear this, they'll be like, oh, well, nobody can beat Nyjah. If you want somebody to win, then somebody needs to step up. But that's not true. Because I remember one time I went to one of the Tampa Pros, many thousand Tampa Pros I went to. It was, I don't remember which year it was or what anniversary it was, but I just remember John Rattray skated the whole entire course, never fell, threw down some tricks, killed it, had an amazing run, and he didn't win.
Yeah, it sucks to see.
I forgot who it was, but he did good. He didn't fall at all. He didn't pick up his board and throw it down like everybody does. He skated every single part of the course and threw down every trick. You know what I mean? And that might not have been a big spin 270 lip slide or whatever. You know what I mean? Like I'm just giving that trick up, but I'm just making that trick up. But but it was so fucking amazing in my eyes. He should have won. Yeah, but it was somebody like I don't remember who it was, but it was somebody else. I was like, what the fuck, dude? Like he did like barely nothing and picked up his fucking board and ran across court and jumped on his board and drove down,
Yeah, and this is one more thing too. I'm not here I didn't come on the show to dog Nigel. Okay, I'm not shitting on the guy. I'm just giving my opinion. If you don't like it, then you can just turn this interview off, whatever. But one thing I also don't like is when he doesn't get first. He's not getting last place, but when he doesn't get first, if he's getting second or third, go replay anything that he doesn't win and he still places podium and show me when he's smiling and all happy. Show me. I would love to see it. I would love to see it.
I see. I know what you're talking about. And viewers, listen to him, man. If you want to argue with him and don't believe him, DM him. Well, where can they DM you the video at?
DM me the video at Progression Skateboard Co. I would love to see it. I'm not saying that sarcastically. Like look at the contest that just happened in Italy. He got second place, if I'm not mistaken. He was on that podium with like the stupidest grin on his face, like he was just so unhappy. But whenever that guy's got a gold medal, let's fucking go! Let's go! Like it's just, come on, man. You're still like, look what you're doing with your life. You're doing amazing things. Be grateful. Be happy. I shouldn't say be grateful. He probably is grateful, but who knows?
Yeah, exactly. Let's move on.
Yeah. Anyway, that's all I got to say about Nigel. Not hating on the dude. Just a couple things I don't really like.
Hey, that's what's great about coming on our podcast or doing our live shows. We want the people to speak the truth and be honest with what they want to say. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But so let's go a little bit about you, man. So tell us, so you're from Canada. You grew up in Canada. What was it like growing up in your province? Is it a province or is it a town? Okay,
I'm in Ontario. The province I live in is Ontario. I'm like an hour away from Toronto.
Okay. And what was it like growing up there, like for, skateboarding or just general life?
Well, my general life, I've never really been like, I'm not like the most sociable guy. The most sociable time, like the most that I'm sociable is when I'm at the skate park talking to people that, have a common interest and I can, we can talk about the same things even if we don't know each other and it just, the conversation just works. But like I'm not really, I've been to 2 parties in my life and like, I'm just not a party kind of guy. I don't really like drinking and stuff. So I don't know. I'm not huge into that like category, I guess you could say, like partying and like just going out to the bar or something like that. I'm just kind of more of an independent guy. So my life's not really been, it's kind of just a mellow lifestyle, I guess. I just, I work, I skate, I go home, and then I just do the same shit every day pretty much.
Okay. And you said you went to college to become a welding. I mean, you just got tired of doing that? I mean, I know you said you're the teachers and all that stuff. I mean, but what made you change your whole mindset of this, becoming a welder, becoming a skateboarder, or you all was a skateboarder, but more focused on the skateboarding and start your own company? Like, how did all this come along?
Well, so we'll start from the beginning. So, in high school, we had this class called Urban Art, and it was taught by this teacher named Miss Wyatt, which was the shout out Miss Wyatt. I still talk to her to this day, and I haven't been in high school for like 5 years. She was the fucking coolest teacher, and she had this class called Urban Art. I think I took it probably 5 times throughout high school, 5-6 times, and it was pretty much just like the history of graffiti and street art. And at the end of it, you got to make your own skateboard company. It wasn't like an actual skateboard company, but like she'll provide you with a skateboard and you can like paint the board up and, put a design on it and then you can print the t-shirt. Like it was just the fucking coolest thing. You could make stickers. Like so I live in a town called Oshawa and it is a part of a region called Durham region. In all of Durham region, I don't know if there was another urban art class that focused on stuff like this, but I know for sure in my city, Oshawa, everyone that I told that didn't go to my school, no one else had that class. So it was like I was so blessed to have that class. I knew nothing about graffiti, and she did a real good job. Like she she's one of those teachers that were interested in what they were teaching. So they have like a passion for it. They're not just there for the paycheck. And, yeah, she kind of, that's all like the whole make a skateboard company thing, that along with, actually skateboarding since I was 7 has always kind of stuck with me. So I don't know. I went to college and, it was kind of a pressuring decision. Like I didn't even really want to do welding fully to begin with, but, like the guidance counselors would just be like, oh, you got to pick something. You got to pick something. It's like, I'm 17, 18. Like, I don't know what the fuck I want to do till I'm 65. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So, I ended up just picking welding, and I'm grateful that my parents paid for all of it and they were supportive about it and everything. But, yeah, like just kind of realizing over time what you go through as a welder, with around toxic, fumes and stuff like that. And this might sound like kind of counterintuitive, but the wear and tear on your body. I know I skate, but there's a lot of wear and tear on your body when you're a welder. And if I had the choice, I'd rather pick wear and tear on my body from skating. So I kind of just kicked welding to the side because my interest was my interest in it was depleting, I guess you could say. And I have zero interest in becoming a welder because, I'm not like a quitter. I'm not a quitter, but that was so far from what I was thinking of what was going to happen in college that it just totally uninterested me and I have no desire to do it. So, yeah, now I'm just, I just started up my company 3.5 years ago. Been trying to leave a little mark in my city of, who I am and what I do and stuff like that. And, I hope that one day I can make it, so that I'm a little more well-known and people in the industry know me a little bit. That's the end goal, really.
Hell yeah, and that's crazy that you said that. I never knew. I mean, yeah, I know, like, things like welding and construction, anything with construction stuff put a lot of wear and tear on your body. But that's
Absolutely.
crazy that I didn't really know welding does. Is it because like you always like carrying or having heavy stuff on your back? Is that what it is?
Well, I guess it kind of depends on the job you have, but for what they were teaching us how to use like lifts and like we would do way more than weld. So I think what they were trying to do is prepare us for the quote unquote real world is what they would always call it. And we could say that, oh, you have experience with rigging. Oh, okay, well then you could get a job rigging. You have experience with this, you can get a job doing this. So they would get us doing way more than just welding. Like we'd be lifting stuff and, we'd be like kneeling down to weld and going in all these hard to reach like spots and whatever. So it kind of depends on what avenue you end up taking with it. Like if you're just in a shop welding, I'm sure it's a lot less wear and tear. But if you're on like a construction site, there's probably a lot of stuff, like a lot more than just welding to do. And over time, that's a lot of wear and tear. But again, I skate, so I'm kind of just talking out of my ass there.
Nah, you ain't talking out of your ass, dude. But no, it is true. Like skateboarding does put a lot of wear and tear on
Absolutely, especially if your name's Chris Jocelyn.
Oh yeah, dude. Or well, I just got a brain fart.
Or Nigel for that instance. Shit.
That or Josh.
Main one, Josh. Fuck. I could not imagine a day in his life. His knees probably scream every morning.
Oh, Josh, dude. That's but you know what?
Savage.
But I mean, if you think about it, I mean, Tony Hawk still skates. Steve Caballero still skates.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
If they can do it, anybody can do it.
Exactly. 100% agree, dude. Like, and there's even older dudes I can't think of the names off my head but I mean, there's older dudes that are still skating. And so when people say like, when I hear people, oh, I quit skating because I'm getting old. Nah, dude.
You gotta train your body. You gotta, like, you can't just wake up every day and just go and skate. Like, I don't know. I like to do some workouts in the morning. I like to, like, if you just go and skate down heavy drops and shit, and you're not like stretching your muscles and exercising, you're going to be stiff as a board by the time you're like 40. So no wonder why you're just going to put the board down. But I think if you just, look at Neen Williams, for instance, that guy's working out all the time. That guy's not going to stop skating anytime soon.
And he's healthy too. And that's
absolutely.
And then I think it's just not working out. I think it's
healthy diet. Healthy. Yeah, for sure.
Because I mean, I'm 46. I don't really give my shout out, but but I'm 46 and I've been doing it for 32 years. But I mean, I haven't done it there's times I take little breaks here and there because of life.
Yeah.
Sometimes life gets involved, and that's something that school never teaches people about life. They teach you what they want to teach you. But
Bunch of shit you'll never need in life. That's what they'll teach you.
100%. And life gets involved. You know what I mean? So you kind of like you're always thinking about skating. Like me, I always think about skateboarding. Skateboarding is always in my mind. Even when I get stressed out, I'm thinking about skateboarding, and then I tell myself, I want to go skate, and then I get, oh shit, I got to do this, and then I got to do this. But then, but I'll go skate like every Sunday. I go skate every Sunday. But at least I'm doing that. You know what I mean? I'll skate not just 10 minutes. I'm like I'm 18 years or 16 or how old I started, like 14 or 13 years old, skateboarding for like 5 hours. I'm 46. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like I'm still doing it. But I mean, what I'm trying to say, what I'm whole thing got to is I eat healthy too. You know what I mean? Like
that's so important.
Yep. I eat like a lot of plant-based. I eat and I still eat like, fast food here and there, but I try not to, you know what I mean?
It's so bad, man. I'm actually like kind of grateful about the pandemic's done a lot of horrible things. And I feel sorry for anybody who has maybe lost family or, close relatives, whatever, siblings. Like it's a shitty thing, but I think it was a good learning lesson for a lot of people to stop taking stuff for granted and like realize some stuff you should be thankful for. And like, maybe if you have some bad habits, how you could change that into a better lifestyle, especially if you're a skateboarder. I'm pretty grateful for that because it's just been it gives you a lot of time over the pandemic having to sit inside. Gives you a lot of time to think about what you could be doing that'll benefit you in the future. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I agree. And I lost a bunch of homies and a really good friend, during COVID and all that. But I mean, I do agree with you because if it's thank you, by the way. But if a lot of people look at it, not a lot of people, but there's a majority of people look at it as a negative way. But I looked at it as a positive way.
Yes. It's hard to do that, but you got to look at anything. Life throws curveballs at you throughout your entire life. You will always get curveballs thrown at you. It's just a matter of how you look at it and how you're going to react and deal with it. If you look at everything negative, like if you watch the news 24/7, like you're just going to get put into a depression, man. You got to look at the light at the end of the tunnel, the positive side of everything, or else you're just going to drive yourself into the ground.
No, 100% agree, dude. And I looked at it like, people like, oh, you need to stay home. I was like, no, dude, you know what? I'm not stopping my life. I'm going to live my life,
exactly.
But I'm going to be safe at the same time. You know what I mean? I'm not going to go do stupid things during COVID and catch it and all that shit, but I'm still going to live my life. I'm not stopping what I'm doing, but
that's number one.
Yeah. And you know what? And I think in a way, I hate to say it, and a lot of people might not agree, but I don't give a shit. But I think we needed this, as a human being, we needed a timeout.
I see what you mean by that. I can see what you mean by that.
We needed a timeout, because we were so caught up in fake life, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And we needed a timeout. Like we get in trouble in school, they put your nose in the corner saying you need a timeout.
There's a little pause on everything.
Yeah, and think about how everybody has, there's all the bullshit politics shit's going on and this and this and this, but also too, you think about it, like we needed that timeout to refigure our lives, to know what we're doing, because now people are quitting their jobs and doing something totally different. You know what I mean? Doing what they love to do,
Yep.
So that's why I look at it as a positive thing, so it definitely is. And skateboarding, we needed it because there's so much going on in the industry and skateboarding that we needed a little flush out of things flush out. But I don't know if it's going to work hard or it's going to change. What do you think?
I'm not sure, to be honest. I haven't really looked at it like that.
It's crazy to think, huh?
Yeah, it's a little weird to think about.
Well, I'll let you think about it. On your own timing. You just DM me and let me know what you think.
Yeah. Maybe let me resonate that.
Sorry, I'm getting very deep here.
No,
Yo.
you're good, man. You're good. You're good. I like it. Need to get my brain going. It's 11:30 over here.
I know, dude. It's like 10:41 over here. Damn. So you're an hour ahead, huh?
Mm-hmm. Talking to the future.
I know, dude, it's crazy, man. Multiverse. Anyway. So, all right. So you did welding, and then you realized, it put a lot of damage on your body and this and that, but you didn't went to skateboarding and this and that. So what are you doing now with skateboarding to help grow your skate scene?
So in my local scene specifically, I think giving back is probably one of the most, well, not one of, it is the most important thing you could do. Because I don't mean this as like, oh, I'm famous, but like what people have done for me and helped me build the name that I've built, like that's something that's priceless. And I think that's always worth giving back for. So I always try to do like little giveaways, even if it's just like, I got an old used skateboard, back, a few years ago, I would be throwing those out. Now I keep them and I go, I just go drive around and then I'll post it on my Instagram. All right, I got a board here. Come get it. It's all yours. Or, oh, I got some wheels here. And then people, it's just like a little scavenger hunt. People go and they find it and they can put it to use rather than me throwing it out. And then someone, maybe you can give that to a kid or something. Like I've dropped wheels off before in a little Ziploc bag with some stickers in it. I get a DM the next morning. Some dude gave that to his kid or his nephew or something. And now his nephew's using it and he can skate again, so it just makes you feel good. And I think that's number one for sure. Just giving back to people.
That's awesome, man. And you have your own company. Is it a board company? Is it a non-profit organization? Can you tell us a little about it?
So Progression Skateboard Co. I started 3.5 years ago, and up till now, I've just been doing apparel and just kind of building off of the apparel and trying to I want to branch out into I want to get into the hard goods and like skateboards, wheels, grip tape, all that kind of stuff. I'm actually currently right now working on getting decks. I should be getting them probably next month, I'm hoping. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's been super hard over the pandemic. I wanted to last year, but holy fuck, it's been impossible.
So, what happened? Can you let me and the viewers know or what happened?
So, I tried to reach out to there's a couple different board manufacturers in Canada, and they were all backed up, like as many manufacturers even in the US were when COVID hit, because all the big companies wanted to buy as much wood as possible to get those on shelves and whatever. There's this one company in particular that I think at the beginning of this year, they stopped taking orders until January 2022. Like they're just totally backed up. So getting boards done was nearly impossible. And then I was looking over at like the US and I was trying to find good prices there, but then the shipping is just insane. Like, I don't know. I feel like everything works out, and when the time is right, an opportunity will present itself, and the time might have been right because we might be getting boards next month.
Dude, congratulations, man.
Yeah, it's a pretty big move. I'm pretty excited about it. I think this is the next step that needed to happen.
Mm-hmm. And that sucks to hear that, like, you haven't, and you're not the only one. I know a bunch of other companies having issues of getting boards just because of COVID and, and things getting shipped and this and that. And then it's crazy to think, like, and once again, how COVID affected everything.
Yeah, like everything, man. Like wheels, like Spitfire, I think was having like their production for wheels were down. Like my local skate shop, like they could not get Spitfire Bones wheels. Like they couldn't get them. They just couldn't get them. Trucks, I think at one point. Like it just COVID had an effect on everything.
And what had you to do to keep yourself surviving through COVID to keep your company alive?
Oh man, I'll tell you, there was a lot of stressful days where I could have been. I'm grateful to have a lot of homies that represent my company, and I got some new people that I've met along the last couple of years that have they go out and get clips in their shirts or whatever, or their hats or whatever they got, hoodies, and they tag me in it, and I repost them to show my appreciation for their support towards my company. And I try not to just post on my company account just a bunch of my own skate clips, because I think that's kind of corny. So I'm really grateful to have a bunch of people that are down to help me represent my brand, and they support me and everything. So without having like they closed skate parks completely for like months here at
Are
the
you
beginning.
serious?
Yeah, like April, I think it was last year.
Wow.
Like for probably a month, 2 months, I think they closed skate parks and they were like fining people and everything. It was crazy. So I was back to the drawing board out front practicing flat ground for however long it was. I think it was 2 months or something, 3 months. And skating flat ground is cool, but when you're skating flat ground only and by yourself, it just gets a little old after a while. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I can't go skate with the homies, and they can't go get their clips. I can't get clips, and everyone's bummed. And you go and meet out in public, and the cops stop you, and they give you a fucking ticket. So it was kind of stressful trying to get more content to put out, and try and stay relevant over the pandemic. But thankfully, things have changed, and we're back on track, and I hope it remains that way. I don't want to have to go into another goddamn lockdown. Lockdown number 3.
Hey, you never know. I think we've been in lockdown. I mean, I don't know. The United States was in lockdown, but now who knows what's going on?
Yeah.
I don't think we ever was in lockdown. We were in somewhat of a lockdown, but not really. You know what I mean?
Man, I'll tell you this much: Florida has not been giving a fuck, dude. And they're doing all right. They're doing all right.
Yeah, but now their spikes are going up.
Going up now, but I mean, when we were in lockdown number 1 and 2, like Florida they're just kicking their feet up, having a good time.
Yeah,
and we're just sitting over here like, God damn.
Yeah, no, it's true. I mean, Florida was like, I think that's why a lot of people came to Florida, because it's like shit's open. You know what I mean? Fuck it, but people don't realize like it was, of course, corporate media and politics. Yeah. They're not going to tell you the actual numbers and what's really going on. But I mean, Florida was actually way more crazier than what they're telling people. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Yeah, but yeah, it's insane. But no, definitely when I know no skate parks out here were shut down. I know when before I hit the road, I know the city of was it a couple of cities a couple cities try to I think one city put mulch in their skate park, try to get people like cover the whole park in mulch. Venice, I think it was.
Yeah, Venice got sand all over. Like people dumped sand all in Venice skate park. I heard.
Yep, covered always to the field in the bowls.
So stupid.
What I mean? So try to get people to stop skating. But but then there's some that like put fence around it. But what skaters gonna do?
You're not going to stop a skater, man. You're going to dump sand in a skate park. You know what they're going to do? They're going to come with a shovel. They're going to take all the sand out. They're going to come with the broom, sweep the little pieces away, and they're going to go fucking skate. That's what's going to happen.
Yeah. So really, skate parks were never shut down. They tried to, but they couldn't shut down because, you can't shut down skateboarding,
Yeah, they were doing that here. Like, they would put up these little barriers, and every single day I would just go and I would just throw them in the bush, and then the city would have to come and collect them, and just this whole thing. And me and all the homies would just throw them in the bush and whatever. And then we heard that out in Montreal, like they were giving people tickets, like we were not allowed to be at the skate park. And in Montreal, I think it was like some 14-year-old kid and his 2 parents, just one kid and 2 parents, went out to a skate park for this kid's birthday. So I think it was like 13 or 14. They gave him like an $800 ticket or some shit.
Holy shit!
Ridiculous. So I'm like, yeah, I'm chilling. I'm not going to a skate park right now.
When everything got shut down, my whole mindset was like, yo, fucking skate some street, dude. Like go hit all the spots, hit every single thing that you cannot skate. You know what I mean? Yeah. Fuck going to parks. You know what I mean? Hey, you can shut down the parks, but you know what? Go bomb rush the streets, dude. You know what I mean? Go hit all the schoolyards and go hit all the government buildings. Yeah, they're going to have security guards, but, shit's shut down. And if they kick you out of skate park or they kick you out of skate spot, say, hey, you know what? You shut down our skate park. What can we do,
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I would have done, dude. Actually, I did do that. But, but some people were like bitching about the skate parks being shut down. And I'm looking at them like, yeah, you're a park skater, but you're a skate park skater, but go skate some street, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, here we don't have the best, again, I live in Oshawa. We don't really have the best downtown Oshawa spots. Like, it's not that great. There's a couple good street spots around here, but there was one, like, not famous, but, like, local to us. It was, like, a famous, like, skate spot. It's this big Bell building. It's called Bell 5 and Bell 8. It's got a nice 5 stair in the front and an 8 stair in the back. And they capped that years ago, and not many people skate it now, which kind of sucks. So there's not a whole lot of street skating to do here unless you go out to Toronto. And even in Toronto, I think they were giving a lot of trouble out there too.
What was skating like in Toronto?
Oh, skating's sick down there, man. There's some good fucking skaters down in Toronto. Oh my god.
What's the spots? I mean, you don't have to give out the names of the spots.
Oh, the spots. There's like Commerce Court. There's like an indoor. I forget. I think it's like a 7 or an 8 stair, and it's got like a handrail in it. I don't know the names of all of them. I'm not too familiar with it. I go down to Toronto a lot, not a lot, but every time I go down, I don't usually skate the street stuff that much.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a huge street skater. I just kind of chill a little bit. One day I would like to dabble a little more in street, but I feel like it's harder to skate street more if you're not like if you're skating park all the time and then you go to street, like that's different. That's totally different ball game there. And I don't skate street enough, so I don't want to get too in over my head and injure myself or something.
Yeah. No, I know what you mean. Because I mean, you're right. I mean, street skaters, we got to deal with like whole different obstacles: the road, cracks, distance, and this.
Traffic, pedestrians, cracks in the sidewalk, big chunks missing out.
Yep. And you go skate, park where everything's so perfect.
Yeah.
And then you go try to skate street, and you're like, "Fuck, dude,
so
this
different." I want to skate more street. It's really cool.
Yeah, and only difference you got to deal with parks, you got to deal with fucking fruit booters and fucking scooter or rollerbladers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And little kids getting in your way, and parents just hanging out on the street course and shit. You know what I mean?
Or bringing their dog to the park, and all their dog does is fucking bark at everyone that skates by. Don't be that person, please.
Hey, I'm not gonna hate on the hot jogging exercise women that do yoga out in skate parks.
Hey, there's a big field by my local skate park. Come, feel free.
Hey, 100%. Yoga women can go to skate parks anytime you want.
Yep, what you got to do.
Exactly. But anyways, So you told a little bit about your skate scene. Do y'all have like skate shops or anything like that in your skate scene and stuff?
Well, we got Scotty's, which is out in Whippy. That's not too far from me. That's where TJ Rogers grew up. Shout out to TJ.
Oh yeah, dude's still good, huh?
Oh my god, dude. That's a whole topic in itself. So Scotty's is out in Whippy, and that's where TJ grew up. Awesome guy, awesome skater, nothing but respect for him. So we got that skate shop out there. We got like, I don't know. I don't think you guys got West 49. I think that's a Canadian thing.
I heard of it, but I think it might be a Canadian thing. Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's like a corporate owned thing now, and all they carry scooters and shit. Like it's fucking whack now.
It's like Zoomies.
Yeah. It's like Zoomies, and we got Zoomies too, but I don't know. Zoomies is kind of, I don't really think of that. I think of it as a clothing store with skate stuff in it rather than a skate shop,
Yeah.
So we got those two, but then we got out in a Switch out in Ajax, Switch Skate and Snow. They got a bunch of your skateboarding and snowboarding needs, and the owner of it, Mike, and the other guy that works there, Alex. Amazing guys. They do a lot. They do a whole lot. Even through the pandemic, those guys have done a shitload of stuff for the community. They're amazing people. Got nothing but respect for them. They actually even put some of my shirts out there in their store and a couple of the wax pucks that I make.
Oh,
so yeah, they're legit dudes, and that's the main, like, to where I am. That's the local shop. Like, if you live in Oshawa, people are going to Ajax like specifically for Switch. Like if you need skate stuff, you don't go to the mall here where West 49 or Zoomies is. Like you're driving to Switch, because Switch will hook you up. They got everything. West 49 has a bunch of overpriced boards and like scooters and shit now, and they carry like. No, I'm not gonna go there. But,
no, go there.
No.
Go finish. Can't finish. You got to finish, man.
All right, so like they just carry like Zoo York now, because I think Zoo York bought them out, and it's like you'll go and you'll see Zoo York trucks, Zoo York boards, and it's like, it's cool, but it's like Zoo York owns the shop, and it's like, I don't want to go there. Like Zoo York everything. It's like it's not even called West. It shouldn't even be called West 49 anymore. It should just be called Zoo York.
So they're trying to be like Supreme.
Yeah, I don't know if it's like a hypebeast thing or what, but I know Zoo York bought them out, and then I think there's a store called Urban Planet, and I think their parent company bought them out too. Like I walked in there one day and seen a fucking SpongeBob shirt, and it wasn't
Are
the
you
Santa
serious?
Cruz, it wasn't the SpongeBob Santa Cruz collab. It was just fucking SpongeBob. Justin Bieber sometimes. Like it's not a skate shop anymore. I have no respect for it. But growing up, when I was in grade 8, I would go to the shop I would go to S49 all the time. Totally different when I was in grade 8. You know, I met so many people there. We would just go and hang out all fucking day. We were just little mall rats, and we would go in there and just hang out with like I still talk to some of the people there today, and yeah, like it was so different back then to what it is now. Like it sucks now. Switch. If you want anything, you go to Switch. That is a fact.
Damn. I'll have to, so you listeners, if you go to, up that way to Canada and stuff, you know where to go. Switch. You hear that?
Support
Switch.
Mike. Great man.
And where can, do they have a Instagram and all that?
Yes, they do. I think it's Switch Skate Snow. Let me just pull it up. I don't want to incorrectly plug it. Yeah, if you type in Switch_skate_snow, that's the boys right there.
Okay. So you hear that, guys. Go follow them, man, and follow them and give them a lot of support, and I'm going to say this, make sure you support your local skate shops.
Yes.
Your local skate companies, skater-owned brands.
Yeah.
That's local skate shop and local skate parks, but also goes to like, skateboard companies that like Lakai or skater-owned companies are not owned by corporations. You know what I mean? Go support those guys because those are the guys that are going to keep and they care a lot about skateboarding. Not these corporate motherfuckers that, just want to make big bucks. That's it,
Yeah, that's all they're in it for is the money. But if you go to an actual a raw skate shop where all they like, they love skating and that's why it's there is because they love skating. Those are the people you want to support, not no West 49s.
Yeah, exactly.
Carrying Zoo York longboards or, scooters now.
That's crazy. Why you want to carry fucking...
They never had scooters when I was in grade 8, bro. It was a skate shop. Now what is it? You got SpongeBob, Justin Bieber, and scooters. Count me out. Wonderful flamingo and pineapple longboard, 42 inches. What is this?
Yeah. I mean, if you think about it, I mean, like these like Zoomies and Nike and all these companies, these corporation companies, they hire people that work in the skateboard industry or sponsor skateboarders and to make themselves feel like a skateboard company and they fit in. And so what they do is they sell it to the skateboarders or non-skateboarders out there to buy their products because and brainwash them saying we are skateboard shops, we are skateboard company because we have skateboarders working for us, or we got pro skaters and am skaters that you well known ride for us. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't work like that,
And West 49 too, it's like it seems like they're just trying to take more out of your pocket. Like I go here, I see Spitfire wheels for $69.99. I've never seen skateboard wheels for $69.99 before. Primitive decks, $119.99. That does not include grip tape.
Like, what the fuck? Hold on, 119 just for a deck, dude?
For a deck.
Holy shit!
It's a standard primitive deck.
I mean, I bought my girl deck at Plus Skate Shop in Fulton Beach, and I think I paid it was like $50 or $55 for the board.
There you go.
Yeah, and I got new Spitfires too. I mean, yeah, I can get free stuff if I want to, but I'd rather spend my money at local skate shops. You know what I mean?
It's so important to support them, man. Just think all the bills they got to pay through a pandemic. And then think of if they had to shut down, who would you go to then?
You know where to go to.
It's a scary thought. It's a scary
thought. Where to go to.
Don't go to West 49. That's the answer.
Exactly, But no, that's cool. I mean, we're talking about this stuff because this is stuff that like nobody really wants to say. You know what I mean? Or talk about.
Yeah. And I'm not here to dog anyone, but I'm just here to say, would I go to West 49 where I spend, maybe I like primitive and I want to get the Miles Silva board. I don't want to spend $120 and then have to pay another $20 for grip. I'll just go to Switch and I'll get a board for, $100 after tax, and he'll throw in grip for free. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Because you know why? Because you spent the money there and they want you to come back.
They want you to come back. They actually care about you, and they're not out to get your money. They're there to sell obviously they got to make a profit, but like, look at $69.99 for wheels, and then you add tax. Like, come on, West 49. That's like $80 for fucking wheels. That's almost actually a skateboard in some shops. Right there.
Dude, $70 for a set of wheels, dude. I would have a heart attack if I went to a local skate shop and they're like, "Hey, you know what? We jacked our prices up $70 a wheel." I'm like,
yeah.
All right, dude. That's where I'll end up have to buy blank wheels and blank boards. If shit went up that high, I would like, nah, dude. I love you guys and I will support you guys, but I'm not buying a $110 truck board.
Yeah.
And $70 wheels just to ride. You know what I mean? Like, I'll buy this, shoes I'll get because, I wear them and we need shoes to skate in. We can skate. Yeah. I mean, we can skate in anything. I mean, I've seen people skating flip flops and barefoot,
or fucking Yeezys. That one guy with the crazy hair, he's skating the Yeezy Crocs.
Yeah,
what the fuck?
I mean, not Carol, but Mike York loves Crocs. You know what I mean? He rocks that shit like 24/7. Mm-hmm. But no, it's just crazy, dude, to think how all these corporations and corporate media, like. They're just trying to
get a hold of it, and they ruin the image.
Yeah, and then skate brands that sell out to corporate America or corporate media, and it just kills it. Yeah. I mean, I understand they do it to survive and make money, but then you realize like you don't own the company anymore. You got to deal with fucking CEOs.
Exactly.
And somebody else telling you how to run your company, or your magazine or whatever. You know what I mean? And I'm not giving names out there, but we all know who we're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
But so back to TJ Rogers. So what's your opinion on TJ?
Well, he's amazing, dude. Look at the guy's a nice guy. He's nothing but the nicest guy. And back to what I was saying about giving back to people, go on his Instagram story. He's out in Canada right now, traveling all over Canada. But when he's at his local park in California, I think he moved from Huntington Beach. I think he lives in Hollywood now. I'm not sure. But he'll just go there with a bunch of used stuff in a box. He'll sit it down and he'll say, "Have at it, kids." And all these kids get a bunch of free shit. Like that's so important.
No, and you're right. TJ's a really fucking awesome dude, man. I have, I know TJ personally, and he's, everything you said about him is 100% true. You know what I mean? Super
nice.
But to me, I think that, I don't know, my opinion, he doesn't give a shit, but my opinion is that the industry doesn't give him the respect that he deserves. You know what I mean?
I'm glad you said that because I feel the same way. He does. He's doing good on S though. He's doing good on S and for blind. And he does get like recognition from the industry, but I feel like it should be a lot more because he's just insane. He's just a different breed.
Oh yeah, dude. He fucking kills it. He does every single trick you could think of, man. And he does it so fast and smooth and with style,
And he's just always so hype. I love the hype, man. You see him like go to Tampa Pro contest or something, and you see him at the contest. He's like the DJ has his special song playing. He's hyped up, and like everyone, it's fucking awesome, man.
And he's like that 24/7, man. He's such a rad dude. And I wish a lot of people, I don't want to say be like him, but have the same mentality as him.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes. Because he's a guy who came from, I'm not meaning to speak on his behalf because I don't really know him personally. I've met him a number of times, so I don't know him personally. But he's a guy who came up from, a not so good upbringing, and look what he's doing now,
Yeah. He's striving. He's killing it, dude. Like he's having fun. That's all you can say about TJ. He's just having fun. And I have 100% respect for TJ.
Absolutely.
He's a super, like you said, and I know this for a fact that he's a super nice guy, down to earth, and like amazing skateboarder. And my opinion, I mean, many times his name should be on Skater of the Year.
Yeah.
100%. But we all know that.
Mason Silva though.
Yeah, Mason
That
Silva
guy's
kills it.
definitely deserving that title. That
Oh
guy
yeah.
right there. That guy's an animal. That guy's an
Oh,
animal.
100%, dude. Mason definitely kills it. But in my opinion, I would love to see TJ's name.
I would love that.
Skater of the year, dude, just because he fucking deserves it, man. I've seen the dude killed at do tours and Tampa Pros, and not just that, even just street, man.
Yeah, like his Insta clips are crazy. He posts shit on Instagram that he could post in a video part. He's just flexing.
Yeah, and I love his style.
Yeah, his style's real good, man.
And so back to your company. So do you have team riders that ride for you?
No, but I'm not going to talk too much about it because I'm currently scouting right now, and I got my eye on a certain individual, but we're not gonna give any information about that because that's gonna be coming hopefully by the end of 2021.
Is he Canadian, United States, European? I mean, can you give that a little out?
I'll say the States. I'm not gonna say which one because it would be an easy giveaway.
Oh, okay, California. We all know California. I'm joking.
No. I will say that it is not California.
Oh, so you hear that, viewers? So you guys, so when you're gonna get, so make sure you follow, Progression Skateboard Company, because then you're gonna know who that person is.
Yeah, I'm looking to start building it, like as well as making decks and stuff like that. I'm looking to get, looking to start establishing a team and putting on some people that, I think deserve more spotlight, or maybe they have a story to tell, or they're good skaters and they're good people. That's the number one thing. If you're a shitty person, you're a good skater, I'm not interested. If you're a good person and a good skater, I'm interested. And you gotta have that, like, you gotta have that drive. Like, you want to get stuff done, you want to film, you want to go and try something new.
And sit around. Are you accepting sponsor me tapes?
Hey man, if you want to send me some stuff, if you want to send me some footage, send it to progressionskateco@gmail.com. I'd love to see it.
So viewers, skaters out there, you hear this? You want to get sponsored or want to try to get sponsored, you know where to go, dude. I'm
not saying I'm turning nobody pro. I'm not anywhere close to that, but I would love to hook some people up, get some people riding for the team.
Hell yeah. And a couple more questions before we leave. So do you feel it's hard to be a Canadian company and sell your products in the United States since you're not, or anywhere since you're not from California or from New York or anything like that? Do you feel like it's hard for you to sell your products in Canada and outside of Canada?
I think it's definitely a bit of a struggle, especially, like I wasn't, how am I going to say this? Like, I'm not a very well-known person. So me coming up with a company and building a well-known brand is, it's not easy. It's difficult. So getting your name out there, across, that's why Instagram is so sweet, because you can get your name across the world. So I think the more that you do on Instagram to get your name out there, the more you can branch out and meet new people. And I've not personally met like in person, haven't met a lot of these people that I talk to, but I've met a lot of people through Instagram that live all over the States and like Europe and stuff like that. And, it's a good segue into, moving into another country to establish a brand.
Yeah.
It's definitely a challenge. Definitely a challenge.
No, definitely is, man. And you know what, dude? Like, I checked you guys out. I follow you guys. I love what you guys do. You do. And it's awesome.
That. Thank you.
A lot of mad respect for you and everything you're doing. One last question before we take off. So I'm a skate shop owner. You're coming to me with your skate brand. How would you sell your skate brand to me and convince me to buy your product? And this is if you're going to, like, I'm the skate shop of everywhere in the world. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. What would you say, and how would you not convince me, but show me that I should buy your product? I got you on that one, dude.
Yeah, that is a question right there. Holy. Well, I think the first thing I would say is, like, again, the community support. My number one focus is like supporting the community. Like, I'm not making a whole lot of money off of doing what I'm doing. I'm doing it because I have a passion to do it. And I think if you do something purely for getting, a lot of money, I think you're in it for the wrong reason. And I think that says a lot about a company, because I would rather support a company that they're in it because they actually have a passion for it, and they're not just doing it to make a quick buck and then leave. So I think that's an important thing to notice. I like to I haven't had many. Man, you kind of stumped me with this question, man. I'm not gonna lie. I haven't had many problems where people have been unhappy with the support, but I have done a couple little mess ups before where maybe I handed the person the wrong size, or they weren't happy with what they got, and I always try to hook that person up, whether it be a really good coupon for the next time they want to support, or I just straight up let them keep the shirt, give them another one, or whatever the case may be. That's something that they shouldn't have to pay for. If I'm screwing something up, I always make sure that I hook the person up. But I mean, I'm not trying to break my arm, pat myself on the back, but I don't do that a whole lot. Try to make sure that the person is satisfied with what they're getting and the quality that I put out. I try to make sure that I was lucky to find a manufacturer that puts out product, and they put out product that is very long lasting, like apparel wise. And I have zero complaints about them. And I've been doing business with them ever since I started now. But I will say the progression pucks that I make, the wax pucks, I'm going to be giving a couple people some new ones, because the first ones that I made, the first off the production line, those will fucking kill you if you go on a ledge with those pucks. Those were so slippery. I was not expecting the response from that, but that was, yeah, some people are getting some new pucks.
Hell yeah, dude. Well, hey, send me the order sheet, and I'm ready to put down $1,000, dude.
What, do you mean, for real?
Well, I'm the shop owner, man.
I'm just messing with you, man.
I know you. You got me on that. I was like, wait, hold on, no. I'm the shop owner.
I'm putting Uno reverse.
Well, Kris, man, thank you so much for coming on the show, man. And hey, you did, like I said earlier, a few minutes ago, whatever, Land. I follow you guys on your Instagram, and I love what you guys are doing, and keep it up, man. And I'm glad that you came on, and we talked a little about this and that, but you also told the viewers and the skaters out there your love and your company and stuff like that. And I want people to support people like you 100%.
I appreciate that, man. Thank you for having me on. And I just, at the end of the day, it all boils down to, over the past few years, like I've always kind of had a passion for skateboarding, but it's kind of like, it's come and gone. But like, I think I started my company June 12th, 2018. Like, I got back into skateboarding in 2018. I think it was March. I think February or March, I got back into skating. And ever since then, it has not, like, the passion has not gone. And it's on my mind all the time, every single day. Even if I wasn't doing progression, I would be skating without a doubt.
Oh yeah. And you know what? That's what makes a true skateboarder right there,
Yeah. You got to have a burning passion, man. I hate seeing people that just do something to get a quick buck, and then they just, all right, yeah, I got my money, I'm out. And it's like, I just think that's disrespectful, man. Don't start something if you're not willing to go the distance with it, or if you don't have that burning passion for it.
Hell yeah, definitely. Well, and before we take off, where can the viewers buy your products, and where can they follow you at?
You can follow me. I mean, I have a YouTube channel. I don't really use it a whole lot. Progression Skateboard Co. You can check it out. I've done my collaboration with a hip hop group with a multi-platinum record called Slam. The name of the group is called Onyx. I have something from them. I have like a little, I guess you could say, an ad from them, just pretty much promoting our collaboration last year. That's like the newest thing on it. So if you want to go check that out, that's a pretty big thing for me. That was huge. I got a lot of product all over the US and all over Europe and stuff. That was a pretty big milestone for me. So you
Congratulations
can
on
go
that.
check. Thank you, man. Thank you. You can go check that out on YouTube. I hope to get more stuff in the future, but you can find me on Facebook, Progression Skateboard Co, Instagram, TikTok, whatever, pretty much whatever. Twitter, I got Twitter too. And if you want to buy some of my product, you can hit up www.progressionskateboardco.ca, and I'll make sure to take care of you. If you tell me that TSM sent you, I'll make sure to take care of you.
Hell yeah, you hear that, guys? He'll take care of you. Well, cool. Well, thanks so much, Kris, for coming on. And hey, we got you need anything, whatever you need, TSM Media got your back, dude.
That means the world, man. Thank you very much. I appreciate it tremendously.
No problem, homie. Take care, brother.
You too, man. Have a good one.
You too. Late.
Peace.